over there. Can't place it. Like us, but different.
No.
Gun here.
Thanks.
Time to hunt.
Spotted mid. Found enemy spotted mid.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Can you pick up the sheriff, this guy?
This
Thank you
is
so much.
why we are a team.
Need a drop.
Oh, what? Really?
Defenders win.
Can't bother me again.
A
when
wise
I'm trying.
decision.
Commercial. I think they had like a partnership with Blockbuster at the time, but the commercial they showed was so cool. He's shooting the TVs. You had the plane that would come down, and I just remember that game specifically really sticking out to me. If you look at the commercials and I guess even the game itself, very 90s is what I'll say there, but an awesome game to pick up on the Genesis, especially if you have not played it yet. Very, very good. But then you have like the 6-button at $20, all the sports that are still $60. Sports games on the Genesis were very popular. If I
Match
remember right,
found.
that's where the sports games I think sold the most was on the Sega Genesis. But you know, like Sonic 3D Blast, Vector Man 2, those are 60. Hang Time, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, all $70 here. So, like I said, $70 for the Genesis and the Super Nintendo was actually fairly common. But then we get into the next generation system,
All right,
32-bit
where's the
and
fight?
64-bit era. You're gonna know something about this. The games are a little cheaper than the last gen systems, and of course that's because we're working with CDs now rather than, again, circuit boards that need mask ROMs and all kinds of assistant chips and things that continue to add up on the cost side. But like the Sega Saturn itself, $200. A year prior, the Sega Saturn was announced to be priced at $400. But because the PlayStation came in at such an aggressive pricing, they actually cut the price of the Saturn in half. Not only that, but during this holiday, they even packaged in 3 games with it. They have the Saturn games Virtual Fighter 2, Daytona USA, and Virtua Cop. I think Sega right away after the first year was just having a hard time selling the Saturn, just in general. Versus the PlayStation, it was no contest. The PlayStation just completely ran over the Saturn itself. But, I mean, their games, $53 after coupon, with things like Knights and even Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which we just talked about being $70 on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. It was a little strange to see that. Going from that gen to the next, you're like, oh, the games got cheaper, and the system isn't too bad in terms of what's around it with that pricing.
Hey,
Memory
Raina,
card
how old are you?
plus is
No
40.
shade,
and
you look
there's a little
great,
NetLink
but,
adapter, let you play
like,
internet-compatible
sometimes
Saturn
you say
games
the
at
strangest
the same price
things.
as the system, $200. But this was the page that so many people went to immediately. Yes, the 64 had just come out. Yes, there was a lot of hype around it, but the PlayStation was on fire at this time in 1996. And it was just going to continue on after they got things like Final Fantasy VII and other releases from Square and third parties. Whew, it was just off and running. But like,
Hawk out! Blinded!
One's A.
Spike down A.
No.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
Reloading.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
Just gotta play around the slow fields and we're fine.
Time to hunt.
Careful here. Bunch of guys B.
Spike down B.
Spikes B.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
That was easy. Like, you can see the PlayStation at $200. They're one of the biggest reasons the Saturn, I mean, the reason that got cut
Anyone
down
want a
so
ghost?
heavily with its price. I mean, Sony really hurt Sega badly. And yes, I know the Dreamcast was like their last system, so they at least made another gen, but whew, this was like the beginning of the end for Sega here after Sony barged onto the scene. The pricing on the controllers actually at $25 wasn't bad. The memory card was $25. We just talked about the Saturn's memory card was $40. And then the game library, while it wasn't as good early on, really picked up momentum as the generation went along. But like Twisted Metal 2 is $48, Crash Bandicoot $43, Mortal Kombat Trilogy. That game
Spike
blew my
down
mind
B.
because you would start it up, and the character select screen would come up. It was massive. It would take up your entire screen. There were so many characters in that game. But like looking at these prices going back, I think there are a lot of people now who would go to the store here, right here, and still buy these games sealed. Black label versions at like $43, not to mention the following year when we started getting into the Final Fantasies and some of the very valuable RPGs. You can see how the pricing here went from that $7 where we sat
Spike down B.
and the Xbox and the GameCube era. It wasn't until, I mean, decades later that we got to the 360 and the
One enemy
went
remaining.
back up to 60,
Reloading.
and that was a whole thing there. So it's interesting how we cycle through these generations and maybe even forget what pricing was like just in the previous few. But that was
Last
a little
player
blast from the
standing.
past, some nostalgia thrown in there on Christmas today. Just wanted to go through it because I was taking a look at it after I came across the link again. And I just thought it was a lot of fun to see where we were back in 1996 if you had to go out and buy some gifts for people and what you were looking through at the time. But let me know what you guys thought about this. Toys R Us
Spike
19
planted.
Bro.
Blocking sight. This is nothing.
No shit, because it's about to explode.
Deep breaths, everyone. Your hearts are pounding.
I fucking know. I don't feel like hitting the other key, okay? Hope so.
Time to mobilize my pack. Seek them out.
Enemy spotted B.
Found one.
Spike
Spikes down mid.
Spike spotted mid.
Oh,
Yikes.
Sage just hit 120 mid. I said Spike is down. Why are you...
You will not kill my allies!
Last player standing.
We get a pick, we move in. Got it?
We lost his stinky ass.
His Wi-Fi turned off probably, or his PC just shut off completely.
Keep them out. Time to hunt. Got him. Hawk out. Blinded. Hawk out. Blinded.
Spike down A.
Spikes and attacker spawn. Right there.
Enemy spotted A. Many enemies Right. Enemy spotted B.
30 seconds left. Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Gun here.
Gun here.
Reloading. I'm amped. Let's go. I got things to do.
Time to hunt.
Enemy spotted. B.
Spike planted.
Poison's gone.
Last player standing.
And the last thing they'll see before they die. Lucky them.
I got yous, okay? Time to hunt.
Enemy spotted B.
Astro, can you remove that smoke, please?
Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted B. I think
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Now this is a team. You see that? Reloading. If you see one of my creatures,
Astra,
it's a good thing,
You kind of
right?
almost got me killed.
Figure out what they do eventually.
Defenders win.
I'm bored. Let's go.